This drill is called 2 per side. Starting off on either side of the barrel with both targets visible, hands relaxed at sides. On the buzzer, draw and engage each target with 2 rounds each. Then perform a short movement and go to the other side and re-engage each target with 2 rounds each again.
For this drill, the targets need to be set 10 yards from your vision barrier with a yard spacing in between them. The vision barrier should be spaced between the targets as best you can. Today, we're using a barrel stack, which works really well for a vision barrier. If you don't have one, just using a target stand with targets stapled from like mid-chest height to around the top of your head so you can't see through them will serve the same purpose.
Once you're done, grab your camera and pace off the distance, or show us the tape measure so we can see how far it is. Then, show us the hits on your target. A zones are worth 5 points each, C zones are worth 3 points each, and then D zones are worth 1. If you have a mic or a miss, that's gonna be minus 10 points. Then in the description, go ahead and add up your points, divide by time, and give us your hit factor.
And remember, make sure you tag BAER Solutions and Joel Park. Invite us to collab with you. That way it doesn't get lost in the comments and we make sure we get to see it run.
Prizetable's looking pretty good. Just like the other months, Loophole, DP Pro, Vertx $500 gift card, BAER Solutions, Wojtek belt, and Agonic with an EDB. Two Feathers Productions is giving away a knife, and big prize, Staccato with a $500 gift card. So for this month's drill, I'm pretty excited for this. So November's drill, obviously 2 per side. We just explained that to you. However, we got my buddy Joel Park that's with us today. So I'm pretty excited to have him out here. We've been able to shoot once before.
Yes.
Yeah, down here in Tennessee.
Yes, that was a good time. Very cold day, but it was a fun time.
It was really effing
It was so
cold.
cold.
However, that day though, it was really awesome because I got to learn a lot from you. And one thing that I like doing is just, you can learn from anybody, right? And you're a super interesting guy, especially how you deliver information and kind of stuff you do.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I'm all about flattery, right? So
It's just weaponizing autism is all this is.
it is, dude. But if you could tell them about a little bit of your background, you know, your bio and what you do.
Okay. Well, my name's Joel Park. I have a background in competitive shooting and honestly just a nerd about shooting, kind of lifelong.
Yeah.
So fast forward to today, I teach classes full time. I do a weekly podcast, training group live if I'm promoting all my stuff. I do a daily YouTube video. I travel around the country teaching people just how to be fast and accurate, whether it's for their job, like a military or law enforcement thing, or people just interested in being better at competitive shooting, home defense, any of those types of things. So most of my free time in life revolves around shooting in one way or the other.
That's a good life, isn't it?
Dude, it's awesome. I'm living my best life.
I know, man. So, man, I was going to say something I forgot. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into why we do this, right? So what we really came up with is something that I based a little bit off something you do, right? The little bar hop thing.
I thought that might have been the case.
It was,
We hadn't
dude.
talked about this,
Yeah.
but I suspected so.
So I really like that drill. And one thing that I do in my classes is I run this in classes a little bit, and we'll spread the targets out a little bit farther or where they're at now. But I like that concept. To me, that's just a short movement. Right? And whether you do a crossover step or a shuffle step or whatever you like to do, we're going to cover all that when we get into training. But I just wanted to add that visual barricade because from another drill I saw it, I think it was a Hwansik Kim thing. It was one of you guys did
To track the A-zone one?
Yeah.
So
right?
a couple of vision barriers, and you're kind of walking through shooting targets.
That's it.
Yes.
Right? And I thought that was super interesting. And then again, I've referenced Eric Shaw's video, the case for practical shooting in law enforcement, where he's talking about having those visual barricades. It just all adds up. So I thought for me, I was like, well, not everybody can set up a lot of stuff.
Sure.
So if we can condense that down and make it a little bit more accessible to some people, maybe we set it up like this. So we're training their short movements and everything else, but really the inspiration kind of came from you, man, right?
You're too kind.
Of course, I modified it, made it way better, but you know.
Way better.
Just joking. But yeah, man. So as we get into that, is there anything, can you kind of give some background on your bar hop drill,
Sure.
right, that you guys do and kind of why you came up with that?
Sure. So the guys I teach with, Ben Steger, Hwansik Kim, kind of all teach the same material. And the drill, I don't remember which one of us came up with it, is this drill called bar hop. It's just a stick on the ground with 2 targets, and all you do is from one side of the stick, you shoot left target, right target, step across the stick, shoot the targets again, left target, right target. The tough part is, that we try to impress upon people, is separating your upper body, doing the shooting while your feet carry you across.
Nice.
People come up with really weird and not necessarily productive ideas, such as like their feet position being tied to a sight picture. So for example, I'll shoot left target, right target, I'll step across, I'll do a cross step, my left foot touches down, then I'll shoot the first shot, then I'll wait like in between breaths, heartbeat, wind calls, I mean, whatever, there's like all the shit, and it's just too much.
Yeah.
So instead, the stick is, we don't assess foot faults or penalties at all, it's just a mechanism to make you do some shooting while you move. And a lot of really tough things happen, which we'll dive into a bit when we do the drill, but such as people start looking all of a sudden at the whole target, not finding the middle, the spot they actually want to hit. That's a very common thing. It also is good at ingraining stance. So when you do the drill, I want you to start with your feet spread apart, knees bent, in a wide aggressive stance. And when you end the drill, I want you to have that same stance. And you're shooting 8 shots in between, which is a lot going on.
Yeah.
So you're trying to ingrain a good stance, which creates a habit for, let's say I shoot some targets, I stop, and then I decide I want to run my guts out that way as hard as I can. Well, if I'm set up in a goofy position where my feet are kind of right next to each other, or I'm leaning, if I'm stopping like this and now I've got to run that way, I've got a bunch of problems.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have to spread out, coil up to get going. Instead, I end up in a stance where I'm ready to roll. Then also the shooting itself, just the left target, right target, that's tough enough on its own. Like if we just stand here, draw the gun and shoot left target, right target, left target, right target, that's complicated in itself too. So this is like, well, that drill is like kind of patting your head and rubbing your stomach kind of thing.
That's a good way to put it.
Where I'm asking you to do a bunch of things and you can't think through it all, like, you know, at the same time. So some of it has to happen on autopilot where you can.
And I think that's the big part, right? Like if you focus on your feet and your movement and everything else, well then the shooting, you know, you're not tracking the target, you're not looking smart, you're not doing all these things.
Right.
Then you focus on that, you know, your movement's messed up a little bit, right? So you got to put just a little bit of focus on each one or on one and let the other just kind of happen subconsciously.
The fun way for, well, hopefully it's our age demographic, like Karate Kid. This is actually, you think you're like waxing the floor, but you're actually learning how to block. Because when you plug that into a bigger scenario, it's like, well, I don't know about stepping over this dumb stick and shooting targets. Like, well, if I wanted to walk this way and I've got a whole row of targets, I could do the same thing, just cross-stepping, you know, kind of pointing my hips the direction I want to walk and just keep hitting targets side by side.
Yeah.
So the little stick is actually kind of a way of teaching you the bigger concept, but in a bite-sized way.
Gotcha. So all we really did was add the barrels or the target stand in front, something to block that visually. It might affect your movement where you got to go a little bit farther across to pick up that second target on the other side and dig around it. But other than that, all those skills still apply. So with that said, let's go and get ready. Let's start training, man.
Dude, let's go.
Hey, look right here. See that thing? Subscribe for us. Like and share and all that garbage. You haven't done it yet. Go ahead. So before we get into our actual training portion, let's break down some skills. So for our first skill that we're going to cover with Joel and I is going to be the actual lean. So as you start off and you set up, I'm going to line up far enough back off the barrel so my muzzle won't hit the barrels. Then I'm going to make sure this barrel's right on the edge of my far across target. On the buzzer, I'm going to draw here, fire 2 rounds, and then I'm going to start to lean so I can see that target disappear and cheat in the direction I want to go.
This is where some people will fall down. Once you're done shooting target 1, you want to have your vision snap for where you think the target is going to be when you cross the vision barrier. The wrong way to do this would be keeping my gun pointed at the first target while my head looks for the target, then have my gun come over and find the target. So it's very important that I keep the gun, or I look through the targets, or look through the vision barriers for the targets, and my gun tracks to where I think the target's going to be. That way I'm ready to shoot as soon as I see the targets.
Skill number 2. So for this, we're going to talk about the actual movement as we go from one side to the other. Now, we're a pretty big fan of the crossover step. However, you can also sidestep and you can shuffle step. Now, we suggest you probably do all 3 of these because to know what right is, you got to know what wrong is. So for this, with the crossover step, once I see both my targets, I draw, engage both, I start to lean. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take that outside foot, bring it across, and immediately pick up my next target. I'll let you cover the side step if you don't mind.
Sure.
The differences in that.
Well, as we know, only Siths deal in absolutes. So we need to talk about all the different variations, but for this one, what you were talking about, I think the cross step will make people the most successful. One thing to draw your attention to, if I could have you watch my shoulders and the height of my shoulders, if I'm standing my regular stance, and when I step, I just cross step and try to set down my feet gently, my shoulders stay at roughly the same height. Instead, if I try to do a wide step, something like this, it makes it, number one, tougher to end in a wide aggressive stance. My feet might be more narrow together than I want them to be. And where my shoulders dip a bunch, that's going to affect me being able to track the target because all of my body is sinking and then coming back up. So that's you know, part of it is getting your gun there ready to shoot. The other part that I think is important is how gentle you set down your feet.
Yeah.
If you walk around like Frankenstein, even doing the cross step, it's going to affect my muzzle bouncing a lot. And if you want to be accountable for where your shots go, you'll be waiting for your gun to stop bouncing around before you shoot. So setting down your feet gently so you're in a position ready to shoot is really important.
So we're going to cover two more things real quick. One thing that I noticed is when I step over this outside foot, as it comes across, I'm not going to try and keep it in line and actually cross the heel over the toe. I'm going to keep it in front just a little bit with my weight between both feet. That allows me to feel a little bit smoother, and it's not going to twist my hips as much or get tied up, right? Not as much binding in that. And then the second part is, and it's something I noticed you do, one thing that Joel does pretty cool, and I've never actually seen it before right now, was when he steps across, he actually steps with the toe and then drops the heel down, which makes it much smoother. And I think that's something I'm going to try here in a second when we get training.
Cool. One part where commonly people will lose time is determining what the sight should look like before they start shooting. What I'm going to suggest is when you step across, you should determine what the sight is going to look like before you shoot. As an example, what I'll suggest is when I step across, even if I'm a little bit off balance, as soon as I see the color of my sight in the middle of the target, that gives me permission to fire, even if I'm a little bit off balance. The flip side to this, somebody here, I don't know who, I have my suspicions, will want to step across, wait until they're stopped, stable, not moving, perfectly standing still, the dot looks like a dot, and then start shooting. Instead, that's a lot of time given up for honestly no reason, because at this distance, just seeing the color is going to be good enough to give you the outcome we want. The other part that's really important, if I could impress upon you, is the more specific you can be with your vision, the better. When things are going fast, sometimes people will look at the whole target, kind of the outline, and just center up the gun somewhere in the middle and blast at it. Instead, I want you to be picking a really small spot, looking as best you can to the middle, because that's what will direct your bullets. One thing to impress upon you with the target focus piece is aim small, miss small. The more specific you can be with your vision, the better. Mel Gibson was spot on with that line, the aim small, miss small, because if you're looking at a small spot and you miss just slightly, it's going to be in the middle of the target. However, he said some other things that I don't agree with at all, but the aim small, miss small part, he was right on the money. So again, not looking at the whole shape and color or the outline of the target, instead directing your vision, I want to hit that specific spot, will be really, really powerful as you're trying to work on this drill.
All right, Joel, give me feedbacks, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this very poorly to start off with.
No, you're not. You're gonna be fast and accurate. You're trying to look cool, feed the gram.
There we go. All right. Ooh, a little bit high. Total time 4:01. So 4:01. Let's go check them out, man. A little bit off there. So I feel like for me, man, as I'm coming around, and that time I was trying to like lean out and start moving that foot, kind of like we talked about before. Mm-hmm. But something's going on where you're saving half a second and I'm not. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's off the beginning as I hit that target and I start moving the foot over, or if what I'm doing on each side of that barrel.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Love starting the conversation with, let me tell you what your problem is. But
okay.
If you notice, you shot the first target and we went to the second target, you stopped, like you leaned a little bit and then you paused, shot that target, and then you went the rest of the way, as opposed to making it fluid. So if, like, for me, I call rolling your shoulder, I'll call that movement.
Yeah.
So if I'm like this and I start to roll my shoulders, I'll say that initiating movement.
I'm doing like, one and then the other.
You did like one position, two positions, then three positions.
That makes sense. Okay. All right. I might dry fire there a little bit behind you while you're doing this. Without the gun, obviously, just my hands.
Hey, you can use
but
it's all good. Whatever.
That makes sense, man. I know I'm messing that up. As soon as you say that, I'm like, that's pretty obvious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Maybe it's a little bit more obvious if you know what to look for. But if not, if you're just kind of doing your own thing, it's tough to pick that stuff out. Which is actually why having video of yourself training is helpful.
Stay where you're at.
You can just punch me.
Oh, no, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. You're like, oh,
that was a big old wasp.
Like, oh, there's a fly right there. You're like, oh, boy. So I kind of just tried to color inside the lines for the first one. I wasn't really pushing. Just just trying to shoot reasonably. One Charlie, this was on the way over. I felt like I kind of just started to shove the gun. So that was first shot, second shot.
Okay.
Time for that was 395.
Okay. Yeah, that seemed really like shot, 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 move, shot, 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 shot.
I was just coloring inside the lines. Hey man, I'm trying to impress you, so I can't like miss the target right off the bat.
Yeah, you can, dude.
No, I don't want to do that.
I'm gonna try and kind of do what you said. So here, so instead of bang, 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 which is what I was doing first, and then step.
Yep.
That's what you're saying. So this time I'm just gonna go.
It'd be
bang,
like I just
bang,
push you,
bang, bang.
and you just gently just roll that way.
Okay.
And you can hit pause with your feet, so not even move your feet, and your shoulders just start to roll, and then your feet carry you. So you're kind of trying to like blend the positions more than like first position, hop to second position and shoot there. Because the efficiency, I think, will be from just having your gun up ready to shoot when you get there.
Okay. Try that. All right.
Yeah, you got this.
Stand by.
Cue the Rocky music.
That was a 405.
That was fine.
Yeah, this one was awkward.
So then the tough part is shooting the second target while you're still off balance.
That's, yeah.
Just reacting to the color of your sight and being off balance is not easy.
Yeah.
So
What did you think that time?
I think
Was that a little bit
I think it was better in your first round.
better
I
with
liked it.
first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked it.
It didn't feel as rushed, and the time was almost the same.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So all you were doing is just being more efficient compared to
Yes.
like shoot, do your little lean, hop across, and then shoot. That looked more kind of like you were flowing across.
Okay.
I liked it.
So that was, I didn't even think about getting the points yet. My bad.
One Charlie here.
So and I think I had 2 Charlie over here.
I believe so. Messed up my draw a little bit, and I shot a delta when I brought the gun across on the left target. That's pretty irritating. That was just me not being patient. Time was 385.
385.
Yeah, that was
so
the
you
first
got
target.
1 Charlie, 1 Delta. So -3, -4, so 33 points.
I felt my shoulders tense up, and I shoved the gun over, and that was first shot, second shot.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't know. Makes me a little bit angry.
Oh no. -2, -4, 34 points. I'm sorry. Dude, I don't math.
Me neither. That's why I let you do all the writing. I'm like, I'm not qualified to do that.
You know how many times we've messed this up? And then Tom has to go back and put an asterisk.
Somebody
He's
in the comments.
That was not their time.
No.
Tell me anything about this, Joel. Bang, 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 bang. Does that look fairly decent movement-wise?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
All right. Stand by. That was, I waited too long. Does
You
that sound-
over-aimed on your first shot, and then you moved more than you had to. Because, like, you got here where you're stopped, and you kept kind of leaning a little bit. I mean, it's
okay.
little minutia.
I feel like too on that one, I got here and I shot and I was like, oh shit, I meant to start stepping.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
It happens.
All right. So 1 Delta. Time on that, 4:07.
You had you mean 1 Charlie?
1 Charlie, I'm
You
sorry.
said 1 Delta. Just 1 Charlie.
1 Charlie, my bad.
That was very good.
4:07, 38 points.
That was pretty consistent with your first run. I think that was 4
Yeah,
or
but
5.
now the accuracy, it's getting better. Like the sight seems a little more stable. Because I'm not trying, like on the other ones, I'm like, as soon as I shoot, then I'm like, it's like a harder movement.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's costing me time. It's like, dude, just step across. Like, that's all you got to do. You know, you were telling me earlier, you're like, you're so tense. I'm like, I
You
know,
are.
Joel. I'm trying here. You
Well, I
know?
love talking crap to people that can beat me up. That's not an uncommon situation where I'm surrounded by people that, like, they could all beat me up and take my lunch money. It's like, hey, square peg in a round hole. You are gonna like make that fit. Like, that's not what this is.
You get to work with a lot of cool people. You know what I mean? So
I'm fortunate enough to work with cool people sometimes. Yes.
generally speaking, I noticed that like the bigger guys that were real tense were tight and stiff, and like that's
Yeah, like
not
the
how you
shoulders
beat.
come up when you draw.
Oh, the
and-
tactical turtle.
Yes,
you know?
all that. Like trying to use your chest or shoulders to help you stop the gun from,
Oh yeah.
from
Do
recoiling.
you know how long it took me to get rid of that crap? Like it took me I had to consciously focus to not like do that and just to like relax a little bit more.
Yeah.
So
Easier said than done.
it is. What are you gonna do on this one? Anything different?
Nah, I'm just gonna try reacting to the color.
Okay.
I'll just try to shoot reasonably.
That looked good.
351.
That looked really good.
Say 3 Charlies. This one I was definitely, that one I tried to round the edges a little bit. So when I was shooting here, well, I shot that target where I saw like color, and then for this one, I mean, that was my first shot, second shot, but it was like, I didn't really pick the middle. I was trying to be aggressive. And then when I came across, as soon as I saw red there, I shot, and then I felt my shoulders kind of tense up. I was like, you know, trying to stop the time, trying to go fast.
Yeah.
And I got rewarded with those two.
351.
Yeah.
3 Charlies.
Correct.
All right.
So the feedback would be follow my own advice and just hold the gun with your hands and don't try to go fast. Just be fast. This is true.
Isn't this where we make some goofy comment about slow is smooth and smooth is
I really hate
smooth
that
is
stuff.
smooth and smooth is smoother?
Like, you're right. Race car drivers all the time jump on the interstate and set the cruise to 70 miles per hour and just hang out. That's how they get better at being a race car driver.
Yeah. I love the race car analogy too.
I
It's
know. I like that.
Pulled that off a little bit, but that's a 354.
Let's go.
So that one was my. I can't remember if this is the first or I think it was the second shot over here after I got on the other side. So 1 Charlie, 1 Delta, 1 Charlie. So 2 Charlie, 1 Delta. And that was a 354. That felt a lot better.
Yeah, I like
Was
that.
the movement that like seemed like it was timed right?
Yes, I think he looked excellent.
Okay.
Well, and with a little bit of like, somebody on the interwebs will possibly do this. You shoot the run a few times, you kind of get an idea of what the timing should feel like, what it should feel like. You start doing a little wall hacking and you kind of try to predict where you think the targets are going to be.
Yeah.
That's when people start to really push down the times. You could do this, like get after it hard, do this 10 times. You'll end up with one good one somewhere in there.
Yeah. You gonna do anything different on this? Or?
I'm gonna try to attack it a little bit. So it'll be making sure I just react to color on the draw and on that one, initiating the movement. So like the first target will disappear after I'm done shooting it. And then as I step across, as soon as I see color on the first target, I'm gonna get on the trigger.
Okay.
So the splits may not be any faster, but I'm gonna try to do everything not shooting a little bit quicker. Just see what happens, you know, like for training, for science. First shot on the second target was like AC, or I'm sorry, the Charlie Delta line.
What was your time on that?
I meant to hit the splits button and I hit the wrong button. Epic fail. But yeah, that would have been mid-threes.
326.
Oh, all right.
Yep, 326 right there on the splits.
Thank you for retrieving the time.
Yeah. So 2 Charlie, what do you got over there?
Charlie and Delta. Oh, no. 2 Charlies and a Delta.
So
That was-
4 Charlies and a Delta in 326.
That was pretty sloppy. I think I should go back to trying to be accountable.
Was it 4 Charlies, 1 Delta?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like pushing down on the time, but the accountability is going.
Yeah.
Like now that's starting to get into like the Instagram run realm, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like, if I do that enough times, I'm gonna end up with a really good result.
Eventually.
In a match, 4 score, be like, hey, so if you shoot a Delta, you are fired. You are gone from this organization. Like, you wouldn't be shooting like that.
Exactly. That was fucking terrible. I literally, at one point, started looking down because I was thinking about my feet.
Oh,
that was
no.
dumb as shit. We're going to scratch that guy.
No, we're not.
Dang it. So time on that was 372. I think I'm starting to figure out the time a little bit. You know what I mean? That timing you were talking about?
You start to get a feel for what it should feel like.
Yes. And the biggest thing is, so far for me has been, if I just think about leaning over, I'm in the 4s. But if I think as soon as I shoot the first one, bring the foot across as I shoot the second one, I'm in the 3s, if that makes sense. It doesn't have to be much, just by starting to pick up the foot, immediately that seems to help, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like you said, you get an idea for what you think it should sound like or feel like.
Yeah.
And then you could just start wanting to attack it.
Yeah.
So I'll suggest there's like 3 modes of training.
Okay.
One is like how I started out. I could do that all day long in front of students, whatever. It's like no big deal, on demand, just hit the targets, reasonable shooting. Then you get into a mode where it's like I'm pushing a little bit, but when I make mistakes, I can articulate back what happens. Like, son of a, I saw the dot go over to the Delta, and to my eternal shame, I pulled the trigger anyway. So like I can articulate back what happened, but I'm pushing a little bit. I'm slightly uncomfortable, simmering frustration level. Beyond that, you get into casino style shooting or undisciplined lunatic.
Yes.
Where with enough reps, I can like wop, 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 and be like, you can tag your favorite Instagrammer down below in the comments. But you see people, they'll shoot and they'll be like, the way they holster, like they'll walk up, like, oh, it's all part of the plan. Here we go, 4 alpha, guys. It's like, you watch their body language walking up, they found out the same time you did how the results were.
Yeah, you see this?
Right.
Oh, yeah, then the head pops up.
They like walk slow and they're looking like, oh, cool, we're there.
They're like, oh, yeah, I got it. You know?
Yeah, guys.
It's like, hey, man,
yeah,
we know
brother.
it's like we're doing a challenge, you know, like we're going to see that happen. That's
Sure.
part of it, right?
100%.
You always want to find what's the upper limit. It's like cool, and eventually train up. Your old 100% becomes your new 90. Right?
100%.
Or so on and so
I agree
forth.
with you.
However, you know what I'm saying? Like we got to know exactly where we stand and be honest with ourselves.
So I think it's important to just understand. Like there's a point where I'm kind of just along for the ride, and I'm shooting at a pace where I can't quite articulate every mistake I'm making, but I'm chasing the time.
Fair enough.
Compared to like my regular training, I'd want to just be slightly uncomfortable. But if I make a mistake,
Yeah.
probably in painstaking detail, I can tell you what I did or didn't do,
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff. I think I'm going to stick away from undisciplined lunatic, and I'm just going to stay in kind of that middle road. I'll just be slightly uncomfortable.
Simmer?
Yeah,
Like
just
a
simmering
simmer?
frustration. All right.
That looked good.
353.
Yeah, that's a little bit off to the right there.
Yep, that was my second shot. As soon as I saw brown, I got on the trigger.
Okay, so Charlie Delta
All
and
A's
all
there.
alpha. Nice.
So notice there wasn't really even a huge time difference. Instead,
Yeah.
who did I talk to? Dang, now it's going to bother me. There was my friend Jason Bradley. Nobody would know him. He's kind of since done with USPSA, but what his saying was it doesn't take that much longer to do it right, or it's the same amount of time to do it right. So on that one, I had the brain like, just you stupid idiot. Quit trying to like send one for the gram. Just look where you want the bullets to go. Wait for this color of your sight.
Yeah.
Shoot. You know what I mean? And like follow the process, which sounds cheesy.
Yeah.
But instead, I was like, just do it correctly.
Yeah.
And the time will be okay.
I heard something like that too. It was who's that crazy Van Halen guy in Ohio?
Oh,
Steve
Anderson.
Yes. And I heard something from him, and it was on a podcast a long time ago, and it was like the difference between a hit and a miss is probably around 300ths of a second. You know what I mean? And it just reminded me of what you said. It doesn't take that much longer to do it right. You know what I mean?
The other thing you can't really trust is your perception of time, because like just now when I shot that, it didn't really feel that amazing. I was just trying to do it
Yes.
properly, but the time comes from like doing things correctly all the time. You don't waste on over aiming,
Yeah.
all those kind of things.
Joel, what do you got for me, man? What should I be doing on this?
Well, how about you try rounding the edges a little bit now? You want to try pushing a little bit?
Yeah, by rounding the edges, explain what you mean by that exactly.
I'm trying not to put you on the spot and tell you what your business is. I think
No,
too
go on.
often you stare, like you look at the target,
That's fine.
the gun comes up, and then you wait for your dot to look like a dot before you start shooting.
Yeah, over confirming.
Instead, you just see the color, so I'm laser focused, and when I see the color hit my eye line, get on the trigger.
Got it. Okay.
The same thing, then you're gonna aggressively snap your vision to the next target, and as soon as you see red, touch where you're looking, you get on the trigger.
So let's not over confirm it. It's just flashes of color.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool.
And at this distance, I think that's plenty appropriate. Like that's not, there's no amount of luck with that. If you just react to the color, you will still have a good result.
Okay. Yeah, I don't get pissy about shit like that, man. Like, it's all about getting better. Like,
All right.
if you got
Well,
something
then,
to tell me, tell
If
me.
I could impress one other thing upon you, just be relaxed.
I know we talked about that. I'm so tense.
Forget that anybody's even filming. It's like no one's even, you're just in your own little world.
Yeah.
Just try your best to relax.
All
Just
right.
hold the gun with your hands.
Cool. Stand by.
Woof.
That was a 353.
That was the same time I had, Brett.
Yep, a little bit outside. I think I
I
got
like
one
that.
or two Charlies on each side.
You actually looked very relaxed, too, doing that.
Yeah, so
Dude,
one
that was
Charlie
fantastic.
there, one Charlie here. Yeah, so that was better.
That was really good.
And that was exactly what you said, like we talked about tension earlier. Like,
Yes.
I have to be extremely conscious of that. And I didn't even realize I was getting that way until you said it. As soon as you started saying that, I was like, shit.
look
I
at your
know
shoulder-
I'm doing
look
it.
at your well,
I know.
this is another good talking point. So if
Yeah.
I just say relax, like if I say to my wife, Jamie, relax, that's about the last thing that's going to happen. I can assure you.
I know.
So
It tells them to
instead,
calm down.
Right, like just calm down. Like that's not going to happen to me right now. Instead, where I was like, hey, relax your shoulders.
Yeah.
Your face, like your jaw tenses up when you draw.
Yep.
Instead, if I give you specific areas, relax your support hand, relax your firing hand, relax your shoulder, whatever it is, like having something actionable to think about, I think is quite helpful compared to saying, Drew, relax.
And I think when you bring it
so
up,
much.
it's my face. I just need to relax my damn face.
Yeah.
Because I do all like, ugh.
You do, you got your war face thing going. So it's face and then shoulders.
Okay.
And for a lot of people, I think that starts with their shoulders.
Yeah, because, and like for me, and I was telling you earlier, like after I broke my neck, because my neck's fused, like this just gets bad. You know what I mean? So I had to like consciously push the shoulders down. And I saw one guy, he said before he'd start off, he'll actively push his shoulders down like this to remember. And then as soon as the buzzer goes off, he's relaxed. And I was like, all right.
Sure.
So that felt better though. So 2 Charlie on that, so that's 36 points.
If you could
and
just do that.
time was a 3:53.
If you could just do that over and over, that's a fantastic outcome.
Yeah, I feel good about that. I feel really good.
Yeah, you should. You relax. You just, as soon as the sight got to your eye line, you got on the trigger.
Yeah. I like that. Nice.
407.
407.
Yeah. You got 1C there.
And that counts. That's an A.
Oh, that is?
No, that one.
Oh, this one, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So 1C.
2 cheese.
Oh, 2. I'm sorry.
I was looking at the bottom one. I'm sorry. So 2 Charlie. Time was 4:07. I'm going to try and do the same thing you told me a minute ago. I'm just going to try and set that, stay relaxed, relax my stupid face, and drop the shoulders down and just let it happen, like you said. Stand by. Yeah, that second target sucked on the first one, but time was at 371. I pulled those shots off to the left because my sight started moving. It was just not good.
I saw your entire face clenched up as you went towards this target.
I felt it.
When you went across.
I sure did.
You're like, your demeanor changed.
Yeah, because I think because I noticed that happen and it made me mad, and then it carried over as I moved across, which is where I started pulling these. So fair enough. Well, good, man.
So what do you think? So with a little bit of getting after it, being aggressive, low 3s is probably pretty doable on this.
Yeah, probably.
A reasonable coloring inside the lines should be hovering around 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Ish.
Give or take, yeah.
I think it'd be a good, if you could get to 4 seconds, I think you're in a pretty good spot.
I think so too. So for me personally, as I shoot this, I think that 350 mark that we did, not this past run, the run before, that's what I just need to stay there and rep that out and get comfortable there.
That's the training pace.
Yeah, I need to get real comfortable there and like drill down on that and go, okay, cool, I got that. And then I would push it after that for a minute. Yeah, dude. Again, you take your points, divide it by your time, gives you a total hit factor, make sure you put that in the description. So for you, where's that line for you when you look at this of like points and time and everything else? A lot of people talk to about, hey, they're trying to balance speed and accuracy, right? So for this drill, is there a specific point where you're thinking about that? It's like, hey, I know I want my time to be around here. So as long as you're keeping the points, it kind of looks like as long as your points are around 36-ish, you know what I mean? 35, 36. As long as your points are there, just go fast. You know what I mean? Or I say fast, be quicker. You know what I mean?
This is a good talking point. So I tried not to be outcome focused, even though once we did this a few times, I knew where the times needed to be. Instead, I was trying to stay process focused and just the points will be whatever they are. The way I would describe, with the exception of the couple runs where I really tried to get after it and see what I could round the corners and end up with, I tried to get all the A's, but I wasn't so slow that I actually did get them all. But I was still trying my best to get the A's. Okay. If that makes sense. So I was being accountable, and if I missed the A, it'd hopefully just be a C. But I wasn't doing so slow that it was fist-sized groups in both the targets, and all A's just little clustered.
I gotcha.
I feel like that's kind of a reasonable thing. However, if we were doing this, like I was talking about earlier, you are fired. You no longer have a job if you shoot a single Charlie. Then my demeanor and like confirmation is going to change a lot. Where then it'll be a bouncing ball on each of the targets. Wait until my dot looks like a dot before I press the trigger. The rules change a little bit.
That's true.
But for a general rule, just reacting to the color, I think is the play. Trying to keep my shoulders relaxed, trying not just to shove them at the targets, just thinking about the process of what I need to do, and then the outcome will be what it is. Because you'll look and it's like, I didn't have any that were crazy high. I had a couple when I tried to push it were like, meh. Otherwise, it was like 9, like high 9s, mid 9s, a few high 8s. So I try to be like consistent.
Yeah, you're right around that mid 9, high 8s, but it is very consistent. You got 3 in the 9s, 3 in the 8s. You know what I mean? But even your one that was a 328 with only 28 points, that's still mid 8s. You know what I mean? So that makes sense. Like for me, I wasn't nearly as consistent, but it showed a little bit of progress as we went on.
Absolutely.
And once we figured that out, that run right there, that's definitely where I need to sit at. But
100%.
Yeah, you were a lot more consistent doing it, where I was trying to figure more things out.
I was just trying to like, just don't do casino style shooting. Just shoot the targets, try to be reasonable. And like, let's truth be told, it's a little bit of a discipline thing that a lot of people go through in their training.
Yeah.
Because if you just leave me to my own devices, I will go like a madman at these targets.
Yeah.
And I'll end up, at some point, it'll be casino style shooting, especially now, a little bit warmed up. I know how it's supposed to sound.
Yeah.
I'll just try to do the pacing. And with enough tries, I'll end up with a 10 or an 11, you know? But it's like, could I do that over and over again? Probably not. So it's also a discipline thing. Like, hey, wait till you see, no, wait. Because when I'm doing this drill, more than shooting, I felt like I was waiting.
Gotcha.
So what I mean by that is I'm standing here, it's like, beep, I'm drawing them, like, wait, no, wait, stop. Like, okay, now I see the sight. Okay, now I shoot. It's like, I go to the side. No, wait for the sight. Okay, I'll wait. I see the sight on the next target, then I move. Now I'm stepping across. It's like, wait. Yep, here's the color. Now you can shoot. And if you think about it in that, my brain the whole time is like, get on the trigger, go faster.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be disciplined to, nope, I need to wait until I see the color of my sight. I need to wait until my gun actually gets the target before I start pressing the trigger.
That makes sense.
So most people, I think they have a tendency for either that, or it'll be the flip side tendency where you work at a job where it's very high accountability. Like, no, we can't have whoopsies.
Yeah.
Like, whoopsies are not going to happen. So then you get ingrained where it's like, no, dot needs to look like a dot. Wait, stop, stable. Okay, now.
And that's what, especially military and law enforcement, that is just beat into you. But
I understand.
And that's, you got to have those times you have guaranteed runs. However, you have to be able to not do that in training and know right where the line is. But too many people get wrapped up in training, that's all they do. You're never going to get better, man.
Hey, miss isn't training, it's training to miss.
Fair enough. That is, I've heard that before.
It's
always
honest.
like, oh, yeah.
Right, and it's like, hey, I don't do anything cool with a gun. I just shoot in dirt pits.
Yeah.
But I understand, like, training would be separating, where it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to fail. Then for your, the discipline, if you're using a gun for work or professionally, then you have the discipline to wait until you see the correct sight picture before you start getting on the trigger.
Makes sense. Cool, guys. All right. So now, gear breakdown. This is the part that most people don't watch. So
I thought they just skip forward to this part and ignore the rest of that crap.
You'd be shocked, dude. So if you are watching this right now and you happen to see anybody in the comments that is like, hey, what's that? Just tell them to watch the gear breakdown, right? We'd appreciate it very much.
There you go.
So with that said, you can answer their questions too, whatever, and tease them, whatever. So first off, auto engineering nose bearers have been pretty good. Had them for a couple years now. I like those. You guys seen them? So Agonic, our other company that I own with Mitch, we make the concealed carry belts. Just got our new hats in. We got these and also with a black stitch. Those are going live on the website probably when this video comes out on November 1st.
Oh,
so
nice.
Agonic, we'll have the new hats out so you guys can check those out. Obviously BAER Solutions T, I need to order more of these. This one's super faded. But
I wasn't going to say anything. I noticed that.
It's my favorite shirt,
I'm just teasing
dude.
you. I did not notice that.
So Wesson watch. So this is our good buddy Chad Barber. He started Wesson analog watches. So hound this dude to finally get his watches up. But I got one. Tom's got one. Great company. Awesome stuff. Other than that, so Vertx Delta Stretch shorts. Right, show off the thighs, all that crap. And then our Wojtek belt. So we got the gray color in. We got a lot of these in stock. So make sure you check those out. We offset it to the right a little bit. So I tend to wear it where the BAER's in the middle. And then staccato P, which is pretty standard. The only thing we did different this time compared to the last videos is I added this bigger mag well. My other one was pretty chipped up, and I mean, why not, right? You can buy it, put on a bigger mag well. Other than that, it's pretty stock, the DP Pro on it. Blade Tech system with the tech mount that you can swivel around all that.
That part's super, that's the disc system, right?
Yeah, dude. Do you like that?
My friend Nick has them. He really likes it.
I showed them to Nick from our other video.
That's why he had to have them after he hung out with you.
I don't know why they're not advertising these more. They're brilliant.
Show the people how this works.
Yeah, so we'll take this off.
That's the lock?
This is the large one. It's got a lock right there.
Okay.
Push the paddle down, pull that out. It's just a disc that goes in, and then we can rotate this 360 degrees to give yourself, so like that.
Especially for flying with guns, that makes it like pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. And they have Safari Land adapters and all that stuff.
Okay.
These smaller ones for the mag pouches, same thing. Turn it all which way you want. It just doesn't have a lock on it, but they're still great, man. Yeah, love them.
That's really cool.
They are, dude. You should. I think I have some extras if you want them. I gotta find them, but they're in there.
Free 99.
Yeah, dude. So other than that, Shooter's Global Shot Timer. Thank you guys very much. My other one was an older one, so they sent me the new one with the little teat right there, so it doesn't fall off, which is super nice. And the video with Nick, it kept falling off. Dang. Because I had the old model. But yeah, great. Other than that, man, that's pretty much it from me.
Base pads on your mags?
Yeah, mags are just stock staccato mags.
Okay.
These are the Gen somethings with the factory base pads. I don't really know, dude.
Okay. It's factory mags the way they come.
Yep, factory mags the way they came in the box. So other than that, man, I think that's it. Oh, last thing. Got some Alps right here, fueling that nicotine habit the whole time. Those things are delicious, dude. I really like those. And lastly, oh, you got them too, man. Ultras.
Oh yeah, those shoots are awesome.
Ultras are great. So Ultra Lone Peaks. Anything I'm forgetting, Tom? Anything else? I think that's it, other than my underwears.
Do we need to know like what kind of hair care products you use, or how you maintain the beard, or what kind of toothpaste you like? What else could we talk about?
It's all natural.
What brand of razor you like?
What's
your favorite brand of deodorant? Yeah.
I don't wear deodorant. This shit will give you man titties.
I noticed. So. Never mind.
Go ahead and tell me what you got, man.
All right. Well, we'll start with the pistol, I suppose. So I really like the Walther PDP pistols. This is, you could say, a Glock type of service pistol, but some enhancements that I like better. First off, neutral grip angle. For people not familiar with the Glock, you end up like kind of rotating your wrist a lot more forward to use it. I like the grip angle on this because I got a lot of tendonitis from shooting Glocks. Yeah. So this part I like. It was just a polymer frame gun. The other part a lot of people question is the grip. So this is silicon carbide, which a friend of mine, John's good about doing my guns for me because he's very detail oriented. But what happens at a broad scale is just using painter's tape to tape off anywhere you don't want it, a thin coat of JB Weld over the grip, and then you just sprinkle on the carbide, which likes it looks like glitter. People not familiar, it's just like skateboard tape but in granular form. So anyway, just put that in, let it dry, take the tape off, and that's it. So it's basically a skateboard grip like finish, but it doesn't peel off or anything like that. When it gets full of dead skin, just hit it with a nylon brush and it falls right out. So nice. Anyway, that's super handy.
Those guns have become really popular, and I see why. They've done a great job with these pistols, and we're seeing more and more of those in class. And I think you, Nick, some other guys, our buddy Durling, he loves his dad.
Durling, shout out Durling. If you're watching this, we like Durling.
Big D. So with that said, a lot of guys are picking these up, and they shoot great. And that trigger out of the box is
fantastic.
Dude.
So yeah, it's an OEM trigger. It's quite light. And so the only part I changed on these guns is just the recoil spring. They are a bit oversprung. I don't know if it's like 20 pounds or something, but it feels like too much. So I put a 15-pound ZR Tactical captive guide rod in it, and that's it. Otherwise, the plate that comes with Walther for the optics plates are good to go. A friend of mine that owns this company, it's called Arise Manufacturing. His name's Jordan. I really like the quality of these. The plates, when you push them down, they kind of snap in place. So much so, I put a plate on, I snapped it in place. The way the optic sits in the bosses are kind of proud enough that when you push the optic down from the top, if you use your thumb, like you have to actually do some pressure to get it to snap on the bosses.
Nice.
If you don't have no hardware, just the plate and the optic on it, you can do one of these and it doesn't fall off. Also on YouTube, I've held the optic and did this without any hardware in and it stays in place.
I've heard a lot of good things about Arise. Jordan messaged me last night. We gave away one of his plates this past month, or excuse me, we are giving it away this month, in October. But this video comes out in November. You know what I'm saying? October month, the best month that you see this, we gave away one of his plates. Super cool dude, and I've heard phenomenal things about his production and how he's making those.
Jordan is one of those guys that kind of talks on 1.5 speed all the time, and he's very energetic and enthusiastic. Sometimes it almost makes me a little bit tired, but he's very nice, very upbeat. He's one of those people, if you don't like Jordan, it's a problem with you. It's not really a problem with him. Nice. He's one of those guys, very likable. So anyway, I really like his plates, so I use those. This is the Lowrider plate. Otherwise, for optics, people get pretty emotional about red dots.
They do. They do.
There are two of them that I like. The first one is Hollow Sun stuff. It's been really, really good for me. So this one's the 507 Comp. The other one I use a lot of is the Vertx Defender XL. Yeah. For the Defender XL, they make it in a 2 or a 5 MOA. I like the smaller dots. Yeah. I like the aim small, miss small stuff. So I like the 2 MOA dot if I have a preference. But either one of those are my two that are my go-tos. The 507 Comp uses the RMR plate. And the Vertx takes the Delta Point Pro plate.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of a way for some people to decide. Nice. Otherwise, then this pistol's kind of fun to talk about. You're going to shoot this afterwards.
Yes, absolutely.
This gun is made by, the upper's made by Parker Mountain Machine. So
it's a good company. Parker Mountain guys are good dudes.
Absolutely. Jared's awesome, the owner. What this is a 5-inch frame with a 4-inch slide on it, and then one of their Ultra 2-port comps on the end. The cool part about this is you have a full send fun gun with dual port comp to use, but it takes the same holster as my regular 5-inch gun, and the same mags, and the same ammo, and all that stuff.
Nice.
So it's super fun because depending on I am a slave to appearances. So if it's like a law enforcement class, it's appropriate to have a polymer frame gun, no ports, whatever. Somebody else might have Staccato XC or whatever. I'm not going to have that.
Same here.
So if you want to have something full send and fun, it takes the same holster, the same mags. This is super fun, and it shoots really soft. So anyway, I like the Walther stuff, and Parker Mountain Machine is awesome. For magazines, clips, as we call them, for base pads, I really like Henning Group stuff. Henning Wahlgren's super nice. I use actually quite a few of his products, but this one I think is like a +4, +5 with the spring. This get 22 +1. So the Henning Group base pads. The rig is a little bit different from yours. So this is a little bit gamer, more towards practical shooting. The hanger is made by Henning Group also. It's called the T1000. The kind of fun part is that you can use, you can set this up any which way you want to. So there's a ladder here, so I can make the holster like higher or lower. There's screws here, here, here. So I can adjust like the cant inwards or outwards. I can adjust it angled this way. So basically every which way.
I really wish he would, because I like these a lot. I was going to try them, but I wish he would make it to fit the wider belts. And he doesn't offer that yet. I think they only work with the 1.5-inch belts from what I saw, unless he came out with something recently.
We'll just have to text him and find out.
Yeah, but I've been wanting to get one of those for a while, but last few times I've looked, they don't fit my belt. I've been kind of disappointed in that.
So the first time I got one of these, it was just to try. I was like, oh, I'll review it for YouTube or whatever. And I used it a little bit. Man, this is almost too much. Really? Too many options, too much. Now that I've used it, I would miss it if I didn't have it.
Really?
I'd be like, well, I want the gun just like this position or this way. So anyway, I think that's super handy. For holsters, this is also something a little bit different. The holster's made by GX Products, and there's a couple companies kind of doing a similar idea, but this little switch on the side, he calls a vise. So it's called a vise holster, and what it does is it adds retention. Okay. So for practical shooting, you might be running around chasing someone with a timer, or running down range to patch targets, whatever, or just admin stuff. I don't have to worry about the gun falling out. It's completely locked in.
Oh, nice.
But then when it's time to shoot, make ready, or whatever, you just flip
that's smart.
the vise down.
That's really smart.
And now it's more or less a bucket, or there's no retention.
Yeah.
So for admin stuff, I've got it locked in place. But just for regular range use, now there's no retention. So it's super handy. The belt is something also a little bit different. I started using this about a year ago. Double Alpha makes these. So your system's the same, like an inner and outer belt system. So the inside's Velcro, the outside's the other half of the Velcro. The interesting part with this one is the ratchet. And this is another thing that I don't know how I did without. So with normal belts, if it doesn't have, like you've got the Cobra buckle, but some of them have just just Velcro. So you put it over and it would just Velcro to itself. Yep. The problem is the ends end up getting really wore out and they get to the point where they won't hold. Use the belt keepers, whatever. With this, having a ratchet system, it holds it in place where you don't have to worry about like the Velcro wearing out as much. And the ratchet, you can actually use that to tighten it up if you want to, or to release it.
Nice.
So I really like this just for keeping it in place. And then for me, I always just have kind of the opening in this is right off the front of my, like the seam of my jeans. So it's super easy when I put these on to make sure it's in the same spot every time.
Gotcha.
For mag pouches, these are T-Rex Arms Mars mags carriers. I've had good luck with these. I've got a couple different ones. I've got some double alpha pouches. I've got some of these. I've got some CR Speeds. It's kind of just like preference, what you want. If you want to have, these are good because you just tighten them down and there's not a lot of options, but it's not going to come loose or move.
Yes.
Otherwise, for more practical shooting, you might want something that's more modular, where you can tilt or move or have more options to customize. It kind of just depends what you want to do.
Fair enough, man.
Otherwise, other stuff, I think your audience probably knows.
Oh, yeah.
Some kind of a grip enhancer is super handy when you train.
It teaches you a lot about your grip.
It does.
And like, so people get really like, oh, you can't have grip chalk in the streets, it'll get you killed, and that's train how you fight, and blah, blah, blah. Shut the F up, dude. Okay, so the fact is, when you do that, if I go to the gym and I put on chalk, I can hold the barbell better and I can lift more weight, right? But the nicest thing about the chalk I've learned is, especially in some of the classes where people they're not figuring out their grip, I'll have them put grip chalk on just the support hand. I don't put it on my firing hand. I put it on the support hand and just do on the back of my hands like that.
Sure.
They go, oh, that's what it's supposed to feel like? And you go, yeah. And then they shoot for a little while, it wears off, but at least they know what they're trying to achieve.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it teaches you a lot about your grip. Do I need grip chalk to shoot? No. You know what I'm saying? However, it's super nice and it makes it easier and I like doing it. You know what I'm saying?
So there's a variety of different products. You can use Lifter's chalk.
Yeah, dude.
There's a tennis brand that you can use for tennis players.
That radically engineered chalk is what I was using today.
Okay.
That seems cool. It's different. It's like an antiperspirant, so it dries your hands out. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
But
so anyway, I think it's a good idea to try it, especially for people that do practical shooting.
Yeah.
It's a big help. You talked about timer. I've used the more expensive timers. I'm of the mind all timers are consumable. This is not a forever purchase, in my opinion. And so it's tough to get like the $300 plus timers. This one's around 130 bucks. It works really well. This one's been rained on in classes so much that I didn't think it was even gonna live. I took it apart, pulled the battery out, left it in the trunk of my car, grabbed the next one, waited a few days, plugged the battery back in, and the thing fired right back up.
Really?
Yeah, look, it's all dirty and scratched up and stuff, but it still works. So anyway, it's up to you. It depends on if you want like the Bluetooth syncing. There's a whole lot of features, but some kind of a timer, if you're serious about practicing, I think is essential.
100%.
And you don't have to spend big monies to get one that works.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it, dude.
Yeah.
Other than that, dude, thank you very much for coming by.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, dude, it was a good time. So I think it's a pretty valuable video. Other than that, get out and shoot. Try this drill out, shoot it, try different ways, learn about your shooting, everything else. Real quick, where can people contact you and find you at?
Oh, well, I'll just plug all my stuff. My website's joelparktraining.com. If you're into YouTube, which people watching this hopefully would be, you find my channel. I drop one video a day. It'll be a mix of gear reviews, maybe a match talk through. It might be just a shooting thing or a dry fire thing. I answer a lot of listener questions. So for right now, everyone that pretty much comments on a video, I do my best to look through those. I also do a weekly podcast. It's called Training Group Live. I'm on all the podcast apps, hopefully. So if you like consuming this type of stuff, basically autistic training stuff, I do that as well. Otherwise, my website's got where classes are and all that kind of junk if you want to find me.
Cool. Sounds good. All right, guys, have fun. We appreciate it.
Tag us and invite us to collaborate with you. Collaborate, if I could use the word. So we can collaborate with you. Dang it, I'm so bad at this. And Joel Park and collaborate. Oh my gosh. Make sure you tag and remember. All right, I'm gonna do it again. Sorry.
And Agonic with an EDB belt. On top of that, we got, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Am I distracting you?
No, you're good, you're good. I'm sorry. I was like,
so you guys can look at each other.
let me pee real quick.
Okay.
It's gonna be bugging the shit out of me if I don't pee.